Hi friends, welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Samantha and welcome to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get all your supplies to make a wood sign at one store with no coupons for a great deal. All right, let's get into the video. In this video, I'm going to be shopping for all my supplies at Home Depot. The big reason why I'm shopping at Home Depot and not at Lowe's or any other store is the Oops wood. This is the wood that is equivalent to remnant pieces at the fabric store. That's why this is a Remnants to Radiance project. So the Oops wood are pieces of wood that either have cuts in them, they're broken, or they have a giant knot in them. And that makes it so that a contractor wouldn't be able to use the entire piece of wood to build something like a deck. But for someone like us, where we're just using different foot cuts of the wood, it works just fine. These woods are available at my Home Depot for 70% off. At my local Lowe's, they do not do this. What they do is they wait until they get multiple pieces that are messed up. They bundle them together and then you can purchase them. So before I filmed this video, I went to both stores to see what was available. Home Depot had the wood, and then the Lowe's manager told me that they don't have any of the wood, and when they do, it's just an off chance if they did have it, like they sold what they had earlier today, and they told me that I should come in later in the week. So if you are trying to go to Lowe's to do this, you would need to go later in the week. She suggested a Thursday or Friday. And Lowe's was much nicer and much cleaner set up in the aisles and stuff. However, they didn't have what I needed, and also their wood was worded in a much different way where I didn't even know if I were to buy the wood fresh, what wood I was looking for. I've been to Home Depot multiple times. I know exactly what it is that I'm looking for. So that's why today's video is all filmed at Home Depot. I'd like to apologize in advance if there's any spots where it's very loud or high pitched. I did my best. I tried to use my AirPods to try and record with the mic. I don't think it really worked. This was my first time recording like this. And you have to wear a mask. I live in Virginia, so we still are under a mask mandate right now. And it's very hard to talk with a mask on and record a video. So I tried my best because I had a ton of information I wanted to share with you guys. My mom and I have done this project a lot. We've experimented in multiple different ways, and so I wanted to share all that information with you. And big thank you to my mom who walked around with me for over an hour recording all these clips. It might not seem like that much when I put out a 15-minute video, but that 15-minute video took me probably 3 hours between filming and editing and uploading. So please enjoy this video. Now you will need a tape measure to either measure in the store or to measure when you get home. If you didn't bring one with you, you could just take this with you and use it real quick and then put it back. Or you can use this. You could use your sewing measuring tape. You could use a ruler. You just need something to be able to measure your wood. This way you can upgrade your cutting game is by getting a square. These range in price a lot. So they have ones that are $3 to ones that are $16. You don't need an expensive one. The $3 one works great. When I get over to the wood section, I'm going to show you how you can use this to get a better cut. So we're almost at the remnant section of the lumber. For the pricing of these, what you'll need to do is either ask an employee to scan the item for you, or you can use your phone and have the Home Depot app, or use the browser and then scan the barcode, and that'll tell you how much the item is at regular price, and then you just use the discount that's written on the sign to find out how much it costs. Let me show you what I mean. All right, here is the remnant section of wood. It's called cull lumber. It's in the back of the lumber section, and it's just random pieces. I recommend bringing gloves so you don't get any splinters. And I know off the top of my head what size board I'm looking for. What size board I'm looking for is about 1 inch by 5.5 or 6 inches, and then normally they're 8 or 10 feet long. But you can't be picky when you're looking in the remnants. So this board, for example, has big old cuts taken out of it. The reason why the wood would be in this section is it's either missing big chunks, it's warped, or there's a big knot. Now in most cases you can use most of the wood still, and it's not a big deal, it doesn't matter. You can just cut around those sections. So you just have to dig around and see what's there. I've been here and the pile's been way up to here. I've been here and there's one piece of wood. So it totally just depends. So I found 2 good pieces here. There's this stuff right here, and it is $54, so 70% off, it's about $16. And then this piece over here, it does have a couple chunks taken out. That's okay, it's got characteristics. And it is $6, so that means it's only $1.80. So this is right in our price range. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is mark up our boards so we know exactly what we're asking for when we ask the guys to cut the wood. The key to getting the wood cut is to be nice and know exactly what it is that you want. So what I brought here is a tape measure. Like I said, you could also use a sewing measure if that's all you have. A square to mark it really well. And then a pencil or a Sharpie, some sort of marking tool. So what I have here, what you need to do first is measure the length. I have 6 feet here. So I would recommend cutting your board into 1 foot, 1.5 feet, and 2 feet pieces. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at both sides. So this side is more cut up. So I'm gonna use this side to determine where it is I'm doing my measurements. I'm just gonna lock my ruler down here, my tape measure. So the first clear cut that I see is a 1 foot piece right here. So I'm gonna do 1 foot. Then to get this cut, the big chunk that's taken out in the same piece, I'm gonna do another 1 foot. So now we have 2 feet. The next section of space I see here is between the 3 and the 4 foot. Now I could do a 1 foot, but if I do 1.5, then I'm maximizing the space better. So 1.5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be 42. Oh, and how I'm using the square is, see the part that has a lip? I am butting that up against the side of the wood, which causes me to have a perfect right angle. Okay, so our next measurement, so now we're at 1/2. Now to make things easier and not do any math, I'm gonna go to this end and work this way now. So this is 6 feet, so we could do a 1 foot, or we could do another 1.5 feet. So I'm gonna do 1.5 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that'd be 54. So now what we've done with our cheap wood that's only less than $2, we have a perfect 1.5 foot board, another 1.5 foot board, and then a 1 foot board. So that's 3 perfect signs. Now we have this 1 foot piece and this 1 foot piece that has a chunk taken out of it. So you can say that that is rustic or it has characteristics, but it's really cool looking. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ask nicely and see if they can cut it for me at all the different angles. You're not supposed to get the oops wood cut, but sometimes if you only have 1 piece and you know exactly what it is that you're asking for, they'll do it for you. So the boards I would recommend using for making your projects are called common boards in the lumber section. So I would recommend using about 1 by 6 feet. That means that it is 1 inch wide, or I don't know, wide or length. Okay, so then 6 inches this way, and then the length, I would recommend getting a 10 foot. I'll show you why on the screen here. I have a chart of how to cut it up, and it allows you to get the maximum use out of the board. And if the 10 foot boards, that's $15.30. If you get that cut into 10 1 foot inch strips, then you get 10 boards for $15. So when you get your wood cut at Home Depot, it's not free. It's just like when you get your paper cut at FedEx, you have to pay for each slice. So here, the first 2 cuts are free, and then each cut after that is 50 cents. So with your wood, if you're getting 10 cuts, 2 are free, and then you have to pay for the other 8. So 50 cents, so it's about $4. So it's really not too bad if you don't have the ability to cut your own boards at home. For about $4 or $5, you can get all your boards cut. The next item you could use at home is if you've got a circular saw. Again, you could either get this corded or cordless. This option here from Ryobi is only $129 for a cordless option, and then you would need a battery. However, if you shop over in the front racetrack in bundle packs or around Christmas time, you can find really good deals for any brand that has the batteries and the circular saw. And you will need to buy the blades, like when you use it, so you'll have to buy the replacement blades. So Home Depot would not cut the oops wood. If you do not want to get an electric orbital cutter, circular saw, then what you can get is a hand saw. There's a bunch of different options here. You can get just a simple saw for $10, or for the same price, you can get one that has a holder. This allows you to cut at a perfect angle or to give it a nice angle on the side. Other options are the hand saws, which again are between $10 to $15. So there's lots of different options here depending on how you like using your saw. All right, so we need some paint, and this is the Oops paint. There's different sizes, different prices. The little ones are only 50 cents. You can also get stains. This stain here is only $2, so just find what you want. Normally they're whites or creams, and then grays or blues are normally what's here. If you buy a regular price can of paint and get whatever color you'd like, the smaller cans range from $15 to $20 to $50 for the bigger cans, and you want to use eggshell or matte finish, and the Marquise brand is a really good brand to get. Quick clip here from Editing Samantha. So when talking about the paint, you might be curious why I'm suggesting that you buy the paint at Home Depot. One, like I said, you can buy all your supplies at one place and be done and go take this project home to work on. Two, I have found that using the cheap acrylic paints, the 50-cent or dollar ones at Michael's or Walmart, they work terrible. Do not use these paints. You might think, oh, I have a bunch of different colors. I already have this at home. Don't do it. It works awful. When you put these down, you try to put a stencil on top, and then you go to pull it up, all the paint comes off. It all comes off on the stencil, and it is just a mess. Unless you're looking for a rustic farmhouse, it's already going to look messed up look, don't use these. Spend extra money, and actually you don't have to spend that much because I already showed you how to get the Oops paint, and then just get home paint. Get paint that you would put on your walls at home or stain your wood. I would not recommend using these cheap paints. If you want to get a big bottle of stain, the prices range from $4 for the little ones. Some of them are up to $15. Our next purchase is a paintbrush. There's many different options. You can get a bristle brush, you can get foam brushes, or you can get like the roller brushes. I would not recommend getting the roller brushes. You could use this for your base of painting the wood. However, then you have to buy more than one brush. You can get the bristle brushes if you want. However, they're not very good at when you fill in the letters. It's better if you're trying to do like a whitewash board, like a farmhouse style board, and get the white streaks. I would use a bristle brush. But for all around, I would recommend getting yourself some foam brushes. These are really cheap. So this is 97 cents, 87 cents, 68 cents. This is a really good size for doing the letters and doing your whole board. If you have it in your budget, I would recommend getting a multi-pack. This is $5, and this gets you every size you need and gets you plenty to do it with friends. If you want to protect your work surface without using newspaper, you can get a plastic or a canvas drop cloth. The cheap plastic ones are only $2, and then the canvas ones are $20 or $30. These are also what's made when you cut it up and you put wood on the top and the bottom, and you can paint it the same way we're going to do the sign to make a canvas sign. I'll insert a picture here to show you what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like me to do a tutorial on that in the future. All right, now we are at the sanding section. There's lots of different options here. There's lots of different numbers. So numbers mean when it's a lower number like 60, that's for really messed up wood. That's when you're really trying to get all the little knots and everything out. And as you work your way up, it's finer and finer. Think about when you're filing your nails, how you want to start off at the most coarse and then work your way up to just buffing your nails. So if you have it in your budget, I would definitely recommend getting a pack that has multiple different grits inside of it so that you can work your way up. However, you don't need to. What you could do is just get a fine grit or a medium grit, and I would recommend getting the bigger sheets. If we take a look here, so this is $2.20 and this is $2.20. So this is $5 for 6 sheets. This is $5 for 4 sheets. But if you look at the size here, 1, 2, 3, that means that there are 12 of these in here. So that means you get 12 of these for $5, or you get 6 for $5. So I would recommend getting a bigger pack. Now another thing you could do if you get these littler ones, or if you cut these up, is you could get yourself a little hand tool and then these attach on it. If you don't want to get one of these are $10, then what you could do is just use a kid's block that has the letters on it, or use a Lincoln log block and just tape it around, or anything of that form. Any small piece of wood you can wrap your sandpaper around, or you could just hold it in your hand and use the sandpaper. Another option, similar to the Lincoln log, is if you buy it already done. These are sponges that are already sandpaper. Now, a tool upgrade that I would highly recommend is an electric sander. So you can buy these wireless, like this Ryobi one, for example, is $40. You would need this special sanding pad. I don't know if you can find those here at Home Depot, but you would have to get a particular sanding pad. This other Ryobi sander is a square pad, and that is $44. Both of these are wireless and would require a battery to use them. However, you can also buy them on Amazon that are corded, and they can range from about $20 to $40, so you can get a cheaper one that's corded. So if you do not have an electronic cutting machine at home, a Silhouette or a Cricut machine, then what you could do is you could get yourself some wall decals or some stickers. Now, I would recommend buying these somewhere else besides Home Depot, but to buy everything in one place and be done, there are a bunch of different options. You could get something that is a picture and then make it go past the piece of wood. You could get something that has multiple words in it and just use one word. Another option is you get something with characters, like let's say this cute little baby Yoda, for example, and then you could write the person's name. So these range anywhere between $10 to $20, but you could do more than one sign with them. In addition to the decals that I just showed you, another option is to get the letters or stencils that are used typically for mailbox or sign numbers. So here is a bunch of reflective numbers and letters, so you can get exactly what letters and numbers you need. Here are some different stencils that range between $5 to $10. Over on this side are some more stickers. So you could get this right here for $3, and you get a whole bunch of different letters. Like I said, I would recommend going somewhere like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or online to find what it is that you need, or just using your Cricut or Silhouette machine. Another way to upgrade your board is to make it so that something can hang on it, or that it can be hung on the wall. So in the picture hanging section, you can get some of these sawtooth hangers, and then you go ahead and put those on the back, and that allows you to hang it up on a nail. Another option is to get the wire, and then you hang the two hooks, and then you can hang it on a nail. Another option is to use cup hooks, or to use drawer pulls or drawer knobs, and then you can hang things like your masks, your jackets, purses, depending on how strong your nail is on the wall and how strong your screw is that's holding your hook, is how powerful or how heavy of an item you can hang on it. If you're looking to put your project outside, or you need a way to seal your project, you can use shellac or polyurethane. It's available in both containers where you use a brush or a spray application, and there's also another option for using it in the spray can aisle. So here is one option. So you get the sand, the wood, paintbrush, you get two different color paints, and a stencil. Option 2 is to get the sandpaper, the wood, paintbrush, one color paint, and then letters. If you would like to purchase these signs from me and you're not interested in making them yourself, then I will have 2 dates available. I'll have them up on the screen here, where I'll be doing in-person shows and craft fairs. And I will not be selling these on my Etsy shop, so I will only be having these at in-person craft fairs. So go ahead and visit me at those 2 dates, and I'll see you then. Please don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the next video in this series, where I'm going to show you what to do with the wood and all the materials that we purchased today. So go ahead, head to your local Home Depot, get yourself some Oops wood, get yourself some Oops paint, get it cut up, and then join me next week for the video where I show you how to prep your wood and how to put your stencil on and go ahead and have a nice project for your mom for Mother's Day, for a housewarming gift, for Father's Day, for a nice decor in your home, for any occasion. So Be sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll show you in my next video next week on how to finish this project. Have a nice day. Thank you so much for watching.